What's good, Commanders fans? I just wanted to make a quick video here. Winners and losers from the NFL draft on the Commanders players and veterans that look like they have been put on notice that may be released in the coming days. So they can make cap space to pay their draft picks. As we got, seven draft picks. So you got to pay them you got to, make room with cap space and just availability for these guys to play. And, some guys are going to start, some guys are going to get more playing time. So just to make room for the new guys. So quickly put, I'll go with the winners. People that I thought won on a draft day, people on the Commanders. So I would say Sam Howell. I think Sam Howell won. I think they didn't draft a quarterback. Now he still has to compete with Jacoby Brissett. There's some people that do think that Jacoby Brissett could be the day one starter, that he could win the job against Sam Howell if it is a legitimate competition. So you can state your opinion on that on the comment section. But the fact that they did not draft a quarterback, they didn't, and there was a report from Mike Jones that they wanted to trade up to pick 7. If Anthony Richardson fell, they wanted to trade with the Raiders. I don't know how true that is, but Kevin Sheehan just tweeted that out. And then they met with Hendon Hooker. They had a meeting with Hendon Hooker. They had a top 30 visit. And then, of course, Hendon Hooker was available in the second round. They passed on him. Will Levis was available in the first round. They passed on him. So that shows that they believe in Sam Howell and that they believe that he can be the day one starter. Didn't trade for Lamar Jackson. Of course, there was really no smoke or no fire to that at all. But them not drafting a quarterback at all, they didn't even draft a developmental quarterback. They didn't go after Jaron Hall, Clayton Tune, Dorian Thompson-Smith. They didn't even bring in Malik Cunningham as undrafted free agent. They just did not attack the quarterback position at all, even for the backup or really for the third guy, or even a guy to compete as a rookie starter or a developmental rookie starter. So that shows me that Ron has a lot of confidence in Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera has a lot of confidence in Sam Howell, kind of boosting him right there. That's just kind of what it tells me. Winners, I wouldn't say Chase Young and Montez were winners, but the reports that came out, I think it was Dov Kleiman before the draft, the day before the draft, or the day of the draft, saying that they could be traded. And guess what? They did not get traded. So maybe Chase, after getting his option decline, I don't know how happy he is with Ron Rivera or how much they see eye to eye. So I don't know if he would have got traded, if he would have been happy about that anyway, just to have a fresh start and a new scenery. But Montez Sweat did not get traded either. So they're both going to be working together on the same team, working for a contract. So I'm intrigued to see what these guys do. Chase Young and Montez Sweat, big fans of those guys. So I'll turn to a guy that is being put on notice, a veteran. This is what Dax Milne's third season. I think that the undrafted free agent signing of Kazmir Allen out of UCLA, I think that puts him on notice. I really do think Kazmir Allen has a legitimate shot to make this roster. I know he's an undrafted free agent guy, but I think they need a dynamic punt returner, kick returner. He did return kicks at UCLA. There is a highlight of him taking a kick return back for a touchdown. So any type of juke, shiftiness, making a guy miss in the phone booth. I know Dax Milne doesn't drop or muff the punt, but we need some type of pizzazz or some oomph, a spark from that punt returner position. I think Kazmir Allen definitely put Dax Milne on notice for sure. And Dax Milne, he's an okay slot receiver, but he's not really getting open and really producing. He's our, 5th, 6th string or 6th receiver on the roster anyway, but I think Kazmir Allen could provide more upside. So I think Dax Milne is put on notice. Chase Roullier, the drafting of Ricky Stromberg, the signing of Nick Gates. I just think he's been put on notice, and I think he will be released. If they release him, they will save $4.23 million. He's $12.4 million towards the cap. Chase Roullier has played, a total of 5 games in 2 seasons. Like I've said many times before, when he was healthy, we went 7-9. We did make the playoffs, but the 2 years back-to-back where he barely played, we won 7 games and 8 games. So in my opinion, he just doesn't really make that much of a difference. Now he does, because we struggled with Nick Martin snapping the football. He could barely do it. Wes Schweitzer was awful at center. So yes, Chase Roullier is leaps and bounds better than some of the guys that we had last year for sure. But Nick Gates, he thinks he's going to start. John Kine thinks Nick Gates is going to start. Nick Gates hasn't been durable himself either. But the drafting of Ricky Stromberg, I think that spells kind of the end. And they have Tyler Larson on the roster as well. So that's 3 centers they already have on the roster. They're not going to keep 4. Kendall Fuller, I would not say he's on notice. I would not say he's a loser. I think Chase Roullier is a loser after this draft. But Kendall Fuller, a lot of people are speculating, because they got Forbes on the outside, drafting a man Forbes. Now you got Quan Martin on the inside, and you already have Ben St. Juice. But if we're up to me, I would keep Kendall Fuller, because you just can't trust Ben St. Juice to stay healthy. Concussion 1 year, then he missed multiple games last year. And Kendall Fuller right now, yes, he is the best corner on the roster still. In my opinion, he had a good second half of the year. The first half, yes, he was getting cooked. But the pick 6 against the Texans, the pick 6 against Dak, He played a lot better. The pick in against the Falcons for the game-winning interception, that was really Daron Payne, but at least he was there and caught it. We've seen guys drop interceptions many times before, and Kendall Fuller came down with a tough catch in that game to seal the game. So he's going to make $11.6 million this year, we would save $8.5 million if he's released. I would not do that. I would keep Kendall on the outside. I know people want to say Kendall can go back into slot, but he did not play well really at the slot position when he did it. Now, when he was here the first time in 2019, 2018, he was good. But when he came back, he's been better in the outside. Another winner is Logan Thomas. They did not draft a tight end at all to replace him. Same thing with Cole Turner. Same thing with Armani Rogers. Same thing with John Bates. All the tight ends won in my opinion. They didn't even sign an undrafted free agent tight end, which I highly disagree with. I think they should have drafted a tight end, at least Zach Kuntz at Old Dominion, to at least provide some athleticism. Zach Kuntz was so highly rated in the RAS score. I know that's not everything, but Zach Kuntz provides athleticism and he has good hands and a guy that can get open. I really wanted Zach Kuntz. Zach Kuntz at Old Dominion was drafted in the 7th round. But Logan Thomas, he's a leader. He helped get Scott Turner fired. So it is what it is on that. I'm just not a big fan of the tight end room in my opinion, but hey, it is what it is. David Mayo is possibly listed as a winner. All the linebackers, because we did not draft a linebacker or sign an undrafted free agent linebacker. John Bostic will probably come back at the end of training camp, probably right after preseason. So he's a winner too. We didn't draft any linebackers. We didn't sign any UDFA linebackers at all. So I think all those guys are winners. Khalil Hudson as well. Looks like he's going to get some more playing time. I think he's going to be promoted and probably get some more playing time. Jamin Davis, Cody Barton, they don't have to look behind their shoulder at all. Charles Leno is another winner. Charles Leno. But we did not draft a tackle. We didn't draft Darnell Wright got picked early. We didn't draft DeJuan Jones. Who else was available at the tackle? Cody Mott out of North Dakota State. Paris Johnson was already picked up. Who else was a tackle that we were rumored to have interest in? Basically, a lot of the tackles that we were rumored to or connected to, or that had top 30, that we had top 30 visits with, we did not draft any tackles at all. We drafted Braden Daniels, but he's a right tackle. So we didn't provide any competition with Charles Leno at all. He is definitely penciled in, markered in, painted in, spray painted in as the left tackle starter day one to start the season off. So I think he was a winner as well. He's definitely not being put on notice at all. No competition for Charles Leno at all. Last guy is kind of on the fence. Antonio Gibson. I wouldn't say he's a winner or a loser. They wanted, of course, everybody wanted them to get a third down back, but I think Antonio Gibson, I think he's going to be moved to the third down back. Now, B-Rob, Chris Rodriguez, I don't think that demotes Gibby at all. That could take away carries from him. So you could kind of look at Gibby as a loser aspect in that way, but at the same time, you do need a third down back that can catch out of the backfield, and Gibby's a better receiver than B-Rob and Chris Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez and Brian Robinson are more thumper, bruiser running backs. First down, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, goal line. That's what they are. Thumper guys, bruiser guys, where they're thunder and Gibby could be that lightning, kind of like what J.D. McKissick was. So the only thing that concerns me with Chris Rodriguez, he fumbled 6 times in the 2021 season. So that is a little concerning to me, but I trust Eric Bieniemy on that draft pick. I like Chris Rodriguez a lot. The yards after contact, and when Ron talked about drafting Chris Rodriguez, he talked about when Brian Robinson was injured that they wanted more thunder, they wanted more punch, and they weren't able to run the football the way they wanted to. So that kind of was some shade to Gibby, thinking about it that way. But I don't think Gibby's a loser at all. I just think he may have to look over his shoulder. This is a contract year for Antonio Gibson. This is a contract year for Kendall Fuller as well. So he has to be mindful of that as well. So yeah, that's about it. If you guys think about any winners or losers or guys that need to look over their shoulders from the draft picks that we made, or guys that, look good or are promoted, that are more comfortable since we didn't draft a replacement or anything like that, you guys let me know. I know a lot of people disagree on the tight end position, but I just think it's lacking. I think we definitely need more talent. You look at the Eagles with Dallas Goedert. You look at the Chiefs and how they have Travis Kelce. All the good teams in the NFL, they have really, really good tight ends. Who else? The Niners with George Kittle. That's 3 out of the 4 teams in the Final Four of the playoffs. They had really, really good tight end play. So I think it's imperative to have solid tight end play, in my opinion, especially to help Sam I Am out. So, but Logan Thomas is a leader. I watched the video where they were practicing, and Logan Thomas is certainly a vocal leader. Andrew Norwell as well. I think he's not really a winner or loser, but he needs to be released to save $2 million. They did not draft a left guard, and they should have drafted a left guard at least in this draft. So or at least sign one. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. Oh, and then prize picks for tonight. I'm going to say quickly my picks. I got Andrew Wiggins getting over 17.5 points tonight against the Lakers. The Lakers struggle to guard small forwards, so I got him getting at least 20 points. And then also Austin Reeves, the point guard for the Lakers, like combo guard kind of guy. He can play, man. He's really skilled, man. He's really skilled. I got him getting over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Remember, sign up for prize picks if you have not. You get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Use my promo code RealEdOliver. So a definitely good deal for prize picks using the link down below in the description. Hail to Commanders. Peace.